Hey everyone, it's Cole, and it is about 7:40, January 26th, I think. This is kind of a very impromptu video. I was kind of watching old videos, my latest video that I uploaded on November 1st, and I wanted to do an update because a lot has changed. And like before, it's good record for me, at least, to see how far I've come. In October is when I was diagnosed. I wanted to go back and see how thin I had gotten, because it's still kind of a really sensitive moment in my life. So in October, I got really sick and was diagnosed with Crohn's, and there was a lot of immediate relief. When I was laying in the hospital, the doctor came in, because I originally went in, they thought maybe I had appendicitis, and after a few tests, I got a CT scan, which was kind of funny because the person that gave me the dye, or the dye that kind of floods your insides, I was like, what's it gonna feel like? And she was like, so it'll warm you from your mouth all the way to your penis. I was like, oh, so I have no idea what this is gonna feel like. But really, yeah, it kind of just felt like my whole mouth got warm, and then your throat gets warm, and then it kind of leads into your chest and your arms and your legs and your junk, and then it's over. So after that, I kind of had this feeling like I knew that what I had wasn't appendicitis. I knew it. It was like an unshakable feeling, and I was just hoping that maybe, what I was dealing with wasn't cancer, because I had, to be very graphic, I was shitting in a way that was suggestive of colon cancer, and that really, really scared me. The doctor that ordered the test, he came in and he just said, it's Crohn's. He basically said, have you heard of Crohn's disease? That's what it is. But it wasn't a full diagnosis. I had to go through a whole bunch of other tests. I mean, I did I think I filled some 7 to 10 vials of blood, and I had to get a TB test, and I had to poop in a bowl. I had to poop in a bowl, and then take that poop and put it into another cup, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had to do, and I know that I'm gonna have to do it again in the future, and I'm just not happy about it. But anyway, and then I had to get the colonoscopy and then the upper endoscopy, and then they took biopsies, and after the biopsies came back, that's when I got my official diagnosis, although my GI doctor did diagnose me before then, because she saw tons of inflammation that was conducive of Crohn's. So she just said, yes, this is Crohn's. As soon as I came out of my colonoscopy, she had diagnosed me with Crohn's. So after that, there's been a lot of ups and downs. Like I said before, had a lot of immediate relief, because I know that I've been having Crohn's related issues for at least 8 years. And then in the last 3, they've gone downhill more, probably closer to 4 years or 5. It was actually before Cole and I were together, and we're going on 5 years this year. So let's say things started going downhill 5 years ago. Things got really bad, and I mean blood in the toilet and fevers and nausea, constant nausea, that it was just, I thought it was just IBS, and it wasn't, obviously. So having a name to what had been making my life so miserable, to the point where more than once, more than twice, more than half a dozen times, or even a dozen times, I had said, what's the point? What is the point of living if this is what my life is? And I just felt like I was existing. I have a good life, I have a great job, I have a wonderful partner, I have amazing friends, I have a loving, supportive family, I'm financially secure, I have things in life that I love, that I look forward to, and it still wasn't enough, because how can I enjoy those things and love those things if every day I wake up, and every day I hurt, and every day I feel sick, and every day I can't eat, and every day, I decline? So the diagnosis was actually a good thing, despite what it was. And, you know, Crohn's is different for everybody. Everybody kind of experiences things a little bit differently within like a spectrum of things. So some people have it way worse than others. Some people can manage it with like a couple medications or one medication, or even some can manage it without medication and just be really careful about what they eat. And that works for them, and that's fantastic. You know, that's not my case. I don't think I have the worst type of Crohn's, or I'm in the worst situation. I'm definitely not, you know, but I think that I fall somewhere like right in the middle. And over the last month, since about like middle November, maybe late November, I've started infusions. I'm on Remicade, and I go in for my last loading dose on Thursday of this week. And, you know, that's just me going into an infusion suite or center. I have a nurse that I see, and she hooks me up, and I sit there for 3 hours and kind of chill, and it's been going really well. I've only had 2, but they work, so far, they work really well. And then another thing is, you know, I've been on prednisone since November, and that's been really hard and good at the same time, because I started on 40 milligrams. I'm on 12.5 milligrams now, so I finally started tapering down. I can't right now go below 12.5 milligrams. I tried to go to 10, and all of my pain came back, and it came back hard, and it didn't, I only just started feeling better a couple days ago. But prednisone, you know, has been great because it gave me my appetite back, and I think within a month, I went from, so in the last video, I was 101 pounds. And today I got 130, which has come with like a whole bunch of other, you know, things. Like I haven't really felt very dysphoric in many years because I've been so slight, and I have had very slender hips, and I've been so skinny that I really haven't had to worry about it. But putting on a lot of weight, not a lot of weight, but you know, I put on almost 30 pounds, practically 30 pounds in a month. And after seeing myself so skinny, and then now, you know, I bought this shirt. It's a small, and like, you know, it fits me really well, actually, I think. But I haven't been able to fill out my shirts like this ever, except for maybe when I first started testosterone, I think. Because you kind of go, you know, you kind of bloat up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, I showed you my legs last time, and I mean, I'm definitely, see, I've developed a little bit of hip dysphoria. But, you know, it's fine. I started working out, which is something that I've been desperately wanting to do for years, and have tried many times with many different trainers, and have always failed because I got too sick. And this is the first time that I've done a workout routine where not only I feel fucking awesome after, but I'm like, yes, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm eating well, I'm sticking to it. I don't feel sick, I don't feel dizzy, I don't feel nauseous, I don't feel depleted of energy. And it's been a really, like, last week was awesome, and it's been a goal for me for years to be able to be active. You know, I think a part for me, having a fit, in shape body has always been a dream, because I've never, like, when I was a kid, you know, like, knowing I felt like a boy, and I had a female body, and I didn't want to develop the body that I had because it wouldn't look the way that I wanted it to. And then when I transitioned, that's when everything started going downhill, and my health declined over the years. So every time I tried to work out, I'd get sick, and then I'd flare up, and it would take weeks and weeks for me to get back into a stable place. Now, you know, I can do the thing that I've wanted. You know, I see a lot of trans guys. There are a lot of trans guys I really look up to, and especially just because of like their physique. And I've wanted that so bad, I can't even explain it. It's just something I've wanted so bad, and now I can get it, and it's kind of taken away all of my anxiety that I used to have. And I still like get nervous about things. I am on, you know, medication for my anxiety. I do see a therapist for my anxiety. But since my diagnosis, I really haven't had much anxiety, which is pretty crazy because I've had all these tests done. I've, you know, infusions that are, you know, scary. The midline that was put in was pretty intense, and the antibiotics, and then on my honeymoon, I went on Cole and I went on our honeymoon in October. Probably, definitely, 100% shouldn't have, but we really wanted to go, and I got sick like a week or two, no, like 2.5, 3 weeks before we left to go to Disneyland. And I was like, there's no way we're not going to go on our honeymoon. Like, we have to go. And I finished my 2 weeks I had to do 2 weeks of intravenous antibiotics for the infection that I developed from the fistula. And once I finished that, like, I asked my infectious disease doctor, hey, can we do this trip? And he said, yes, and gave me an extra bottle of antibiotics in case like the infection actually came back. And we drove from Washington to Anaheim, California, and that was a really hard experience, especially because I ran fevers every single day. I was on Tylenol almost around the clock just to keep the fevers down. I had to go and be in a wheelchair for part of it because I was in so much pain I couldn't walk. But even though we shouldn't have gone, I'm almost really happy we did, because despite everything and the challenges, like Cole had to drive most of the time. And I did drive a lot, but he definitely did most of the driving. And, he has a bad back. He has a really bad back injury, so it made me feel really guilty. And so I tried really hard to do what I could every time, but it was really hard. But despite all that, we had so much fun, like just being together and, doing something that we love, which is being together and going to Disneyland and, seeing family down there. And it was just a really good, I had a really good time. I can look back on it, and even like, I don't remember how sick I felt or how much pain I was in or how tired or any of those things really. I actually remember the happy moments, and just feeling really happy that we were there, and it was really magical. It really was. And we went during Halloween, so everything was like super decked out with like, Halloween decorations, and it was really cool. And then coming back, that's when after we came back, I think a week or so after that, or a few days after that, I had my colonoscopy, and then I was put on prednisone shortly after that. And yeah, prednisone's a hell of a drug, I'll tell you. It was really hard, and it was really hard. Yeah, it was really hard. I didn't feel like myself, but thankfully now I do. I feel like me. I'm laughing again. We're not arguing. Things are good. We're active, and things at work are really good, and I'm just like in a really good spot right now. And I'm really happy with the progress my body has made. For a really long time, I hated my body for different reasons than like being trans, because I didn't hate my body because I was trans. Crohn's, before I knew I had Crohn's, I hated my body because it was sick and it was weak, and I would get so angry because I couldn't do things that I really wanted to do. And I would see people living their lives, and here I was, in my bed, unable to move, unable to walk, or in the bathroom, sick, trying to go on a walk with Cole and then getting 50 steps out the door and having to come back because I'm about to shit myself. And it sounds funny, you can talk about it lightheartedly, but it's really not. It's not funny, it's not funny to not know if you're gonna shit yourself and not be able to leave your house because your insides feel like acid, and you can't eat anything because when you do, it sits at the base of your throat, and it's like my stomach just wouldn't accept anything. It didn't want it. And but that's not the case anymore, and yeah, things are going really well, and I just wanted to make this video so I could look back on my progress and to share with people that like who do have Crohn's. I'm still new at this, this is a very new experience, but you're newly diagnosed, things are scary. There is going to be a moment where things settle down. It might be a long time from now, but with the right treatment and everything, things should hopefully calm down. And the biggest thing I can say is just really trust yourself and what feels good, and trust your doctor, and lean on your GI team. and you know, lean into them hard, and you'll find relief, hopefully. But yeah, so thank you for watching this incredibly long video. So thanks, guys. Bye.